The Dollmaker's Secret Chapter 2, The Girl Named Amara. The rain did not let up that evening. It hammered against the windows of the little shop, drummed on the roof, and filled the silence with a steady roar. Eliza stood frozen, her small hands clutching the porcelain doll Mr. Corbin had placed in her arms. The doll was light, lighter than she had expected, and yet there was a strange heaviness in holding it, as if some secret pressed gently against her heart the longer she looked into its green eyes. "She feels warm," Eliza whispered, more to herself than to the old man. "As she should," Mr. Corbin replied. He leaned against the counter, his face hidden in half-shadow. "A true doll is never cold, not when she has found her child." Eliza frowned. "But how can she have found me? She's—" "Just a doll," the old man gave a slow, knowing smile. "If that is what you choose to believe." For a moment neither spoke. The dolls on the shelves seemed to lean closer in the flickering light, their painted eyes watching. The storm outside rattled the shutters, but within the shop it was still almost expectant, as though the air itself was holding its breath. Eliza shifted uneasily. "I don't think I can afford her," she admitted. She remembered the few coins she carried in her satchel, meant for pencils and paper. Her parents would never give her money for something so frivolous as a doll. Mr. Corbin waved a thin hand. "No charge. Some dolls do not wait for coin. They wait for the right hands. Amara has been waiting a very long time." The name curled through the air like smoke. Amara. Eliza repeated it under her breath, and the doll seemed to sit more comfortably in her arms, as though approving. "I don't understand," she said softly. "You don't have to." Mr. Corbin's eyes glittered in the lamplight. "Only keep her close. She will listen when no one else does." The words made Eliza's chest ache, though she didn't know why. She stared again at the doll's locket, a tiny thing of tarnished gold. She tried to pry it open, but the clasp wouldn't budge. "Not yet," the dollmaker murmured. "That locket will open when it chooses. Until then, don't force it." Eliza looked up at him, startled. "How do you know?" "Because," he said, returning to his workbench, "I made it." When the storm finally broke and the evening light dimmed to dusk, Eliza stepped back into the world with Amara clutched tight to her chest. The air smelled of wet stone and earth, and rivulets of water shimmered in the street like silver threads. By the time she reached home, the lamps inside were already lit. Through the window, she saw her parents sitting in the kitchen, her father hunched over the newspaper, her mother mending a shirt. They did not notice her as she slipped quietly inside. "Eliza, wash your hands," her mother called absently, her eyes never leaving the fabric in her lap. "Yes, Mama." No one asked about the doll in her arms. No one noticed the way she held it with unusual care. Up in her little room beneath the slanted roof, Eliza set Amara gently on her narrow bed. The doll sat upright, her emerald eyes gleaming faintly in the lamplight. Eliza knelt beside her, studying every detail, the tiny stitches in her dress, the faint blush painted on her porcelain cheeks, the delicate fingers curled as though they could reach out at any moment. "You're the most beautiful doll I've ever seen," Eliza whispered. She waited, foolishly, for a reply. Of course none came. With a sigh, she changed into her nightdress and climbed into bed, placing the doll beside her. The house was quiet save for the ticking of the hallway clock and the faint drip of rain from the eaves. Sleep came slowly. Eliza tossed and turned, the day replaying in her mind. The shop, the storm, the strange words of Mr. Corbin, and then Eliza. Her eyes flew open. She sat up, heart pounding. The room was dark, the lamp extinguished, but the voice had been clear. A girl's voice, soft and near. "Eliza." Her gaze snapped to the bed beside her. The doll sat where she had left it. Still silent, porcelain. But the locket around her neck glowed faintly, a thread of golden light escaping from the crack where it refused to open. Eliza's throat went dry. She reached out with trembling fingers. Amara? The doll's lips did not move, yet the voice came again, like a whisper pressed into the air itself. Don't be afraid. I'm here. Eliza gasped and pulled back, clutching the blanket to her chest. Every instinct screamed to throw the doll away, to run downstairs and wake her parents. But something else, deep and aching, stopped her. She wasn't afraid. Not really. The voice was gentle, kind. Tentatively, Eliza leaned closer. Can you hear me? Yes, the whisper breathed. I hear you. Her eyes filled with tears before she even knew why. For the first time in her life, it felt like someone was truly listening. I don't have any friends, she confessed in a shaky voice. I sit alone at school. The other girls laugh at me because my dress is old. Mama and Papa are always busy. They don't notice when I'm sad. The glow from the locket pulsed, warm against the shadows. You're not alone anymore, the doll whispered. You have me. Eliza pressed her palms to her face and cried, silent tears sliding down her cheeks. When she finally lay back down, Amara nestled beside her. She slept more deeply than she had in months. That night, she dreamed. She was standing in a long, endless hallway lined with shelves. Dolls filled every inch of space, sitting upright, their eyes following her as she walked. Some smiled, some frowned, some wept with painted tears. At the end of the hallway stood Mr. Corbin, carving silently at his workbench, his back to her. Eliza, whispered Amara's voice. She turned and saw a girl about her age, dark-haired, with green eyes that shimmered in the half-light. She wore a dress just like the doll's, and around her neck hung the same golden locket. Who are you? Eliza asked. The girl only smiled. And then the dream dissolved into mist. Eliza awoke with the dawn, Amara still beside her, silent once more. But the faint glow of the locket lingered in her memory, and with it, the echo of a promise. You're not alone anymore.